One of the most shameful events that has taken place is the loss of our British heritage and history. Ask any schoolchild their thought on Nelson and they will say, "Isn't that something to do with South Africa and apartheid?" Well, no. I was thinking about Admiral Nelson, who they seem to know nothing about thanks to the teaching guidelines set out by the Labour government and the teaching unions. As soon as socialists take power, one of their first tasks, with the support of the liberal elite, is to begin the rewriting of history. Over the past 12 years, we have seen British history erased from our public schools as our great island history don't fit in with their socialist view of diversity, multiculturalism and social cohesion. The socialists see the British Empire as an evil empire and neglect all the good it did in making markets and trade truly global. It's a strange view when you think that communism is based on economic values. People become nothing more than cattle to be rounded up and moved en masse to suit the needs of the socialist master's latest scheme. We say socialist, what we really mean is communism. It's just that we've been led to believe communism ended with the fall of the Berlin Wall. Of course it didn't, but that misconception has been deliberately drip-fed to us by our communist-biased media, and the people do believe it. The misconception that communism is dead is not only found here in Britain and Europe, but in the most capitalist country on the planet, the United States. But for a different reason. Here in Britain, we are governed by a Labour Party who willfully pursue the doctrine of Marx, supported by trade unions quite openly communist. It is in their interest to rewrite history to propel their Marxist agenda. In the United States, there is a common belief they defeated communism in 1989. It is corporate greed of America that allows the belief communism is dead and has aided socialism to creep into their society. Corporate America is one of the biggest supporters of communism through greed, profit, and personal gain, though not in a political view. Global companies like Walmart hold large stakes in communist China, which serves only to bolster communist propaganda, funds communist military might, and assists in the oppression of the people. Corporations and the Marxist view of the world are very similar. Both are cold, faceless, uncaring, with no moral conscience, only an economic goal which has to be achieved regardless of the cost of human misery. One difference being, corporations can and are regulated, whereas communist governments cannot be. When you look at where we are today in Britain, it is easy to see Marxism at work. With Labour in control of government, partnered with trade unions, we have lost our freedoms and liberties, yet told, by our union-controlled media, it is for our own good. Labour has been ruthless in its goal of serving its core belief that Marx was right. Everyone is equal, though some, as always, more equal than others. Under Labour, Britain mirrors the old East German Republic in many ways. With cameras on every street corner, we are constantly watched. Our personal emails trawled through. Our phones tapped. A militant people's army funded by Labour and the Union, whose only mission is to subvert democracy and violently attack the opposition, and then even down to your details being passed on to the government before you are able to leave the country. Our Our only one saving grace is every 5 years the people get to vote who the next parliamentary dictatorship will be. I say dictatorship, and I mean parliamentary dictatorship. We as a people don't get to say who leads the country. A government can change the leader at will during a parliamentary term without consultation of the people. There is nothing written to say how many leaders we can have within a 5-year term. In effect, we could have 5 leaders in 5 years, or more. The ploy of changing leader has been used in the past prior to the general election in hopes of securing another term in power, and has worked. Where the dictatorship comes in is down to our modern era, where many of our politicians are professional politicians. They have served no other job than politics since and before leaving school. They are ardent party supporters backing their party no matter how wrong the leadership is or how damaging it is to the public. There too, the communists. Communism is a form of religion, a cult of sorts. Within Labour, communists share the same vision of a communist utopia that neither exists nor never will. Communism is a failed ideology that, no matter how intellectuals try, cannot work, though they keep trying at great cost to the people it affects. We elect a party who dominate the government, then fill the House of Lords with lackeys and sycophants, thus able, at a whim, to put through any laws without worry of it being stopped. There are no checks and balances in the British system of government. The days of independently minded politicians lie behind us. There is little wonder the people are looking at smaller parties to give them a chance to change course from the Big Brother road we are currently led down. It is, however, unfortunate that we, as nationalists, cannot offer them the hope they yearn for. The nationalists all follow the same belief, but cannot come together. We are splintered and scattered, unable to agree, as some are unionists, some are separatists, then others undemocratic, refusing to hear or listen to their grassroots, and refusing to change, locked into the thuggery and bootboy image of the past. It is we, the nationalists, who should be leading the way for Britain to restore the faith and trust in government, to offer the people what they need, to bring back a sense of pride to Britain and restore our industries. Until we, the nationalists, unite as one, we, as a people, will continue down the cold, dark road of communism and the loss of our own identity.